Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna talk about this year 2020 and how horrible it was or maybe not. To be quite honest, I am so tired of listening to people all the time saying how this year has been horrible and they cannot wait for this year to end and they cannot wait for next year, as if something miraculously is going to happen on the night between December 31st 2020 and January 1st 2021, and suddenly the new year is gonna be problems free and everything's gonna be perfect and beautiful and we will never have to worry and be stressed again. Or is it really like that, and does it really work like that every year with a new year? And what I also find like really funny is when well, maybe funny is not the right word, but let's, in the lack of better word, we'll use the word funny. But when people make this like whole list of their New Year's resolutions, which by the way I completely support and teach people how to set their goals and plans, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but a lot of the times we make this list like so unrealistic, and thinking that just because it's a new year in the calendar that somehow, you know, we are going to be a new person. When, you know, if you have experienced that before and, you know, you made all this, you know, list for the next year and, you know, perhaps didn't follow through with all of them or most of them from your list, which happens a lot, and it happens to me, it happens to everybody. The thing is, because those decisions don't depend on the new year, those decisions depend on you. And it's great to make a list and set your goals, but you also don't have to wait until December 31st to make the decision. You can make a decision August 1st. You can make a decision any time of the year, any time of your life, to say, okay, these are my goals. I want these goals to reach them in the next 6 months, in next 1 year. It doesn't mean anything that there is a new calendar year. That doesn't mean that that's gonna bring any change in your life unless you make those changes and those choices. So that's something that I would really like, you know, for people to understand, and to not blame circumstances in their life on something external. I know what we're facing this year has been the biggest challenge for most of the people that they have experienced in their life. I have grown up in a country with a war. I actually been through one war and bombing, so I can in a way relate to this situation, where we were forced to stay in the house, we were very limited, we lived in fear. But I understand that a lot of people that fortunately did not have that experience are completely lost in this situation, and that's why I think this video is very important for a lot of people to hear. Because there are some things that we cannot change externally. We cannot control the virus, we cannot control how the government is handling this, whether we support it or not, but we can definitely control with the meaning that we give it and how we are going to handle this situation. There are some things that of course don't depend on us, that right now are out of our control, but there are things that we have control. For example, as I said, like, what meaning are we going to give it? Are we going to say, oh my gosh, this year is the worst year and I cannot wait for it to be over? Or are we going to be grateful for each day that we are alive, that we are healthy, that we are with our family, and choose to make the best out of what we are given? I think a lot of the people, you know, most of the people in the 21st century, we are very spoiled with all, especially, of course, I'm talking about people living in the West, that we are very fortunate with the lifestyle that we have, and that we don't have to worry about anything. The food, you know, we just buy it in the supermarket. We don't have to grow it, we don't have to pick it up, we don't have to hunt it. We just go to the supermarket and buy it. I think as humanity, we have forgotten what it actually means to be a human, to survive. You know, before our ancestors, they had to build houses, they had to hunt their food, they had to grow their food. And now we have everything on our plate, and then when something like a pandemic happens, we just don't, you know, we completely lose it because we are not used to some extreme circumstances. And I'm not saying that we should live in, you know, in circumstances like this, but it's life. Things like this happen, catastrophes happen, I mean, natural catastrophes happen, pandemics happen. We just have to be, well, it's hard to be prepared, but we have to be able to accept these things and not complain about them, and find a good meaning to give it to. Even if the situation is so difficult that you cannot see anything positive, you really have to work and to try to find something positive. You know, for me, for example, this year has been very challenging with you know, having limited freedom, because for me freedom is like the highest on my value list. And for me was definitely, I was very challenged by having my freedom cut, by not being able to go see my family, obviously work-wise affected, like everybody else. But I have to say, I didn't allow that. There was some fear at the beginning when it all started. I really couldn't cope with it. I had so much fear and I didn't know how this is going to end. And anyway, I had some coaching sessions, and I just decided I'm going to focus on myself and do the best that I can with what I have what I'm given. And I have to say, just changing my mindset about the situation has completely changed my experience. And that's why I just find it, I mean, not even funny, but when people complain about it, I just don't understand. There is nothing that you can change about it. You cannot change the virus, and yes, nobody knows what the heck is happening for real, and if the information we're getting is true or not, or how much true. But the only thing that you have control over is how are you going to act in that situation. And because life is happening for you, not to you. So even if it was something very difficult, very challenging this year, maybe it was time to change that thing in your life. And maybe you will find a meaning in a couple months. But if you take that approach, that it's not that the government hates you, the God hates you, the universe hates you, everything is so dark, just change. You know, how bad is that? How everybody is going to feel bad if that's what they think. But you have the ability to really, you know, those things you cannot control, but you have the ability to where you're going to put your focus and what are you going to focus on. For me, this year has been, of course, challenging in many ways, but really amazing and beautiful, because I have relocated and I am much more happier where I live now. I have much more time to spend quality time with my friends. I have relocated to a location where there is nature around me. I can spend a lot of time in nature, and that really makes me happy. So yes, I would say that this year and in any situation like this that you cannot control, you have the ability what to focus on and to change some things in your life. And lastly, I would say that a really important thing is just accept what is. You know, you will not get anywhere if you are just repeating the same story. Oh, I don't like this, I cannot wait for this year to end. Just accepting this certain circumstances and situation, and then see what you can do with those given circumstances. Okay, so you know, it's like the rules of the game have changed. You know, we knew this game of life in one way, but now these rules have changed, and the faster that you accept that those rules have changed, the faster you will be able to thrive in this new reality that we're living, and we don't know how long it's going to last. So if you want to make your 2021 better than this year, find a different meaning to give to this situation that we are currently experiencing. Find something to focus on that will inspire you, that will motivate you, that will give you good emotions, not the one that makes you feel bad. And lastly, accept what is and look for alternatives, what you can do in the given circumstances. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your thoughts on this year 2020, and has it been really difficult and challenging, or what are the ways that did you found to cope with this? And also what are some of your goals that you have for next year? Hope you guys stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you soon in next video.